Chaos 7, and I'm going to show some builds and strategies on how to successfully solo this being a fairly low level. Most videos you see people Ascension level 6, 700 plus, but it can be done much earlier if you have some... I mean, this is just using the original 4 heroes for the most part. I don't have to use a Lavamancer for this one. I'll probably use a couple, but you can do this without. Anyway, if you get some good Chaos 6 drops, usually capping out around 17,500, and getting your armor on one of your characters above 35,000, it will make this a whole lot easier. The main towers you need are your blockades for your squire, or if you do have the Lavamancer, the Maw of the Earth Drake. And for the monk, the Flame Ore, and the Flame Ore is by far the most important to have in order to successfully beat Chaos 7 due to the kobolds that you will have to fight, the EMP ones. And once you get that set up, it's pretty much cake. So I'll kind of give you a little setup on how I do it. Now there's several different builds, several different strategies. Use what's most comfortable for you. I like getting rid of the kobolds as early as possible. This will also help when the boss comes out, if you get the Zapper boss, especially on the sewer level, I believe it is. And what happens is, any towers like PDTs, cannonballs, etc., the kobolds automatically aggro to those, and when they do, they'll instantly destroy them and can potentially wipe your raid or cause just a whole lot of problems. So auras are really the way to go. Now, right here down this path, I got one right out the gate. That'll take care of everything right off the bat. Now, right here in the corner, I'm going to put one right next to the blockade, and the reason being is down this lane there's some flyers coming through here. Lightning bugs love to come down and attack right in this area, so this will pretty much take care of that. And also on this level you can get away with a PDT. Since it's on the bottom part, nothing will aggro up toward it, and pretty much anything that comes out that gate's gonna die very quickly. So we'll go ahead, and I like setting it up right here, this little pedestal, so to speak. That just And again, I started doing this around level 330-ish. Started doing Chaos 7 runs. So whoever started the idea with, Flame Wars, that's definitely not me. So, kudos goes out to them for using that tower. By far, probably the best one to use at this stage. Another really good thing to note is that these towers only cost 30 DU and they scale pretty well as compared to higher end towers. Some people like using Sky Guards that start out at 50 DU. I think that's a little much. So it's always better to get the most bang for your buck. Now right here is a little tricky. If you can get this as far over as you can so none of the enemies will bother it. But make sure it's not hitting the wall. And this will pretty much eliminate this lane of flyers too. Makes life a whole lot easier. Now you'll notice I got a couple going this way. Some of the flyers from this lane will actually head this direction. So this will take care of that problem. You can do every single Chaos build literally with just Flame Auras, maybe a PDT or two, and if you have really good blockades, if you get a good totem, that's all you need. You can do every single level that way. Alright, so let's see what we got here. We got those set up. I feel like I'm missing something. That looks pretty good. So I did mention that I will use some fissures of Embermount. And the reason being is they have a really high attack rate, and their critical damage is very, very good, and it really takes good care of the ground forces. I also have the range gambit maxed out on it, for the simple fact that Fishers don't really have high DPS, but their critical damage is through the roof, so by using the gambit, you don't really lose out much on damage. But if you notice, my critical damage is starting at almost 350k on laydown, so that's very, very important. And pretty much use this just to fill any gaps, so enemies are always damaged. But again, you don't have to do this. You can do it with just flame wars if you decide to. Try to think which good spot to throw. Maybe right here. Take out some of these. Alright. That's pretty much it. So I would, with my extra DU, go ahead and upgrade your VDTs probably to tier 3 on each go. Make aerial enemies less of a threat. Switch to your highest armor and highest hit point character, whatever that may be, because that'll help you against the Dark Assassins. And really the main thing is just, keep walls up, keep the bosses at bay. It's really not that difficult. I mean, if you get 2 siege rollers, that could become a problem. But hopefully that won't. And you'll start getting some good loot. Even if you don't manage to beat it, the loot drops will definitely be worth it, especially if you're starting out with top-end Chaos 6 gear. So here we go. See those kobolds, they die pretty quickly with the flame wars. And once this is complete, I'll show more of some of the things I have to do with shoot towers damage. Once you upgrade the towers a little bit, they'll get to the point where the blockade's hard to do. I always like upgrading the towers fresh out the gate and in the path of the flying enemies first. Right next to blockade. See, these right here didn't even take a lick of damage, so they're pretty much fine. You gotta worry about those. Right here, you notice we took a lot of damage, so we're gonna upgrade these probably a couple times. Safekeeping. Now for those people who are actually having trouble with Dark Assassins, auras will do damage to them, so when you get one on you, just kind of leap over in an area where there's not a lot of enemies and get them off you quickly. And if you're using a Squire with Seismic Slam, that helps a lot. So as soon as they get off, you just stun them and you can finish them off. I know it's a lot of people still die with those things. As the waves progress, you'll start getting more and more flying enemies. Yeah, most easily touched. Even blue medallions at this level can get well into the 20,000s. One thing to note, to get your gear drops to start getting better, they base it off of your strongest characters, so your armor stat plays a big role into that. So the higher your armor is and the stronger your character becomes, the better loot drops you get until they get maxed out. because that's what everything scales off of. Good way, if you don't want to use the armor on the character you're using, put a character in your deck and use all like the blue armor or whatever armor drops that has really high stats without upgrading them, and the character that has the most armor is what they're going to base your loot off of, so you don't even have to equip it to your main character if you choose not to. So it just has to be one of the 4 main ones in your deck. A lot of people have misconceptions. They want to be carried through Chaos 7. You know, they're very low Ascension, like, you know, 50 or less. And like, carry me, I want to loot. What they don't realize is that the loot scale is based off of your strongest character. So if you're only like level 50, your armor is under 1,000, well, you're only going to get that even if you play Chaos 7. It doesn't matter what difficulty it's on. In order to get the best loot drops, you need to upgrade your armor and chip away at it piece by piece until you start maxing out on each Chaos. For example, Chaos 5 armor on drop without any upgrades will max out around 2567. So once you start getting that and upgrading these pieces to their maximum, then you start transitioning from Chaos 6 to Chaos 6 level. Lucky enough to get life leech and regeneration, that is a godsend. That's not too bad of an orb, 15,000. 16,000. That's a nice mark for a blue mark. At this point, you don't even really have to worry about anything. Take out the bosses. That's all she wrote. You're gonna get a lot of birds on this way, so I would probably max out your PDDs at this point. If you haven't done so already. Let's save the rest for repairs if needed. know that if you time their missiles out, you can actually dodge the attack altogether. So when the missiles get ready to launch, you just keep in mind, if you ever get one person in one party, they still, wow, a green box on Chaos 7. Wow, that's just sad. That is sad. That's the first time I ever got a green box. It happened. But anyway, that's that, and hopefully this was helpful. We're going to go back to the tavern. I'm going to actually show some of the gear. Actually, I'm just going to continue, so that way I don't lose my streak. And I'll show you the gear that I used for that run. Watch it, but I wanted to show the gear so that way you can get a good idea. Like I said, when I started this at the end in Chaos 6, I was around about 37,000, almost 38,000 armor. Had Blockade started at about 4.3 million to start. Now they start at about 4.8. This is an actual Chaos 7 drop for a totem. Weapon really doesn't matter too much. Having Betsy's Empowered Beam, as you saw, is pretty useful, especially for taking down aerial enemies, and if you equip anti-air, that'll help even more. And that's pretty much it for the Squire. For the Monk, all you gotta worry about are the Flame Auras. Deadly Strikes is very nice because it gives you that extra range without having to use the Power Gambit. And Defense Rate. Having that speed is very crucial because that'll get them down very, very quickly right out of the gate. Of course, PDTs, a lot of people like using Explosive Poison. I like getting the most bang for my buck, so Vampiric Empowerment to me is a little bit better than Explosive Poison if you're using it just solely for aerial enemies. If you're using it for ground assault, then Explosive Poison is more effective. But as you get later into the Chaos levels, you'll get more shield geodes, especially in 5 and 6, and that way you don't have to worry about them getting deflected. So I use them more for aerial attack. To me, they're just better than Sky Guards or any other type of tower. And the Lavamancer, best thing to use if you are going to use one is use a mark and get the most critical damage that you can. Same thing with range. His range on those towers is phenomenal. And power transfer is another one of your friends. And that's really all you need to get through Chaos 7. Just keep redoing it, rinse and repeat, get some better loot drops, grind it out, and before you know it, you'll get everything you need. And that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching.